Hi, I'm Hak of HAIBAYO.
And I'm Aran Kibashi with Stomping Grounds Literary Arts Initiative. In the past 5 months, we've had 4 different classes. We kicked off with visual art, specifically comic book creation led by Eddie Young. In that class, the youth learned about perspective, shading, and we provided free tools for them to create a comic book from scratch, and they ended up making a 4-panel comic book each and telling a story in that art form. Then we got into the creative writing class led by Aya Ito. We surveyed many different forms of literary poetry and creative writing, including learning basic things like similes, metaphor, and other elements that are used in storytelling. At the end of the class, we had poems submitted to the Gwendolyn Brooks contest from one of our youth. Dawood, who was talking about weird words, some words that we saw down Argyle Street here in Uptown. Then we got into the DJ class, which was only 2 weeks, but the youth loved it. Instructor DJ CJ Buckets brought in all his equipment and showed the youth the history of DJing, all the way from vinyl records to controllers that are used nowadays, and basic concepts of mixing music together and scratching as well. 7, 8. And then we are now wrapping up with music production. So taking a lot of those audio elements, and the youth are learning how to make a beat from scratch.
Who's starting next? Who wants to go next? You want to go next?
Including sampling, drum kits, beat production through a Native Instruments machine controller, and then ultimately creating a song and adding lyrics to it as well. So very broad ranging, and we didn't, have a lot of time dedicated to each class. So every class was focused really on hitting on the main elements, but we have a lot more room to expand on each of those classes, as well as add new types of storytelling.
Type of classes. What we're trying to do in this collaboration is, lay the groundwork, which we've done in the last 5 months, but to even build upon that by expanding these 3 core programs to also photography, filmmaking, digital storytelling, to give an opportunity for youth to tell their story. The challenge now is, how do we continue this work through the summer months into the school year? And that's where the Neighborhood Access Program comes in, and DKs.
Basically, we don't want to leave the youth hanging, right? We've got them really excited about these programs, which were short-lived, and we want to be able to offer it during the summer. The timing for our initial programming was not the best because it's towards the end of the school year, where a lot of the youth have testing and are worried about, making their final grades. We want to offer it during the summer so it can be an alternative and a way for them to express themselves during that time period as well, while heading into the school year with new skills learned and new ways to express themselves. One advantageous factor right now is that we've invested a lot of money from our first IDHS grant into the equipment that we can use for further classes, which includes beat machines, DJ turntables, visual arts equipment, notepads, notebooks, and we want to be able to continue using that for future cases.
And with this grant, if we're granted this Neighborhood Access Program funding, not only will it expand the programming of youth creative arts, but it also allows us to utilize our new home here at HAIBAYO Cares at the heart of Argyle Street as kind of a community hub where multi-generations can interact with one another, to connect with one another from not only the Asian diaspora, but very many different backgrounds, youth to seniors. We really want to build something that crosses generations, crosses cultural borders here in the heart of Argyle. So the Neighborhood Access Program will allow us to fully realize the potential of this space that was really inherently built as a community hub for community members.